All right, I'm going to get you guys started on the sign project. Once you open up my template and you have it open up in Fusion, you should see this. Now, going back to EE, you should recall that we have two components and we have an assembly. So component one is our rough material, which is your 12 by 12 rough material. This little construction line you see in here is going to be the limits within which you can design your sign. So the first thing you're going to want to do is activate the sign component. There's nothing there because that's where you're going to design your sign. So when I click sketch, I'm going to pick the top surface of my component one, which is like this. I'm going to click. And everything that I do for my sign has to be within this shaded, or not shaded, but dashed construction line. Because I don't want my tool to go outside of this line, because otherwise it's going to hit my clamps that's holding the material down. So let's say I'm number 16. That was my old baseball number. It's my current softball number. And I'm going to keep things relatively simple. So to do that, I can basically just create some simple text. I'm going to just place it anywhere to start by clicking one corner and dragging it to the next. And I'm just going to type in the numbers 1, 6, which clearly are really small. But if I highlight them and I bold them, I can now start to play with how big they are. I can also change my font, however you want to say it. But notice I want the numbers to stick together, because if I were to cut out the 1 and the 6, they would fall apart from one another. There wouldn't be anything connecting them. I also can get I can get bigger than this because look at the space I have. So I'm going to change that number from 6 to maybe I'm going to go 10 and see what happens. Probably kind of big. Now, there's also some ways that I can squeeze my text. So now I have character spacing. So if I put in 50, you'll notice that I stretched it wide. But if I put in 0.5, I can start to squeeze them together. 0.2. Let's go 0.2 now. 10. There's got to be a way to squeeze these together. How did I do that once before? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a 1. And I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to bring that 1 right here. And then I'm going to make another 1. Haha. Create text. This is called figuring it out as I go. And I'm going to do a 6. Create text. And I'm going to draw a 6. I'm going to put that right next to it. So now you can kind of see my 1 is in there and my 6 is in there. And I'm going to get them to kind of intersect one another. Just like that. I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to click extrude, and I'm only going to pick those two. And I'm going to go negative 0.75. Now notice how it also picked the square behind it. So if that's the case, you can turn off, by clicking the little eyeball, the component behind it. That way all I'm doing, oops, that did not pick like I wanted it to pick. Cancel. I'm going to highlight them first, and then I'm going to pick extrude. Oh, so if you pick them first and then pick extrude, now I can go negative 0.75. I'm glad I'm running into these issues, because I'm running into these issues in front of you. So I'm trying different potential solutions. All right, now I'm going to hit OK, and now I have my 16, just like that. If I turn on my component behind it, you can see how it'll fit. and it'll cut out the perimeter and cut out the inside and all that good stuff. Now, I do want you to make sure that all the inside corners are filleted to accommodate a tool that is 1/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on fillet, and I'm going to click all these inside radiuses, and I'm going to make sure that it is 1/2 of a quarter, which is 0.125. There's another one up here. Fillet, 0.125. All right, it's looking good. Now, if I wanted to be a little bit more pizzazzy with this 16, just to make it look a little bit cooler, I could maybe pocket out the front just to give it a little bit more three-dimensional look. So I'm going to make a sketch on the face. And if I go up to create and I go to project, I could project the perimeter. And then I could click O for offset. And I could drag this in, give it a little bit of a border. I could type in my distance, maybe it's 0.35 or something that looks decent. I could also offset that in 0.035 or 0.35 rather. And then I have two edges that are that distance, 0.35 off of the edge. And then if I wanted to, I could just pocket that down, maybe -0.2, just to take away a little bit. Number 16. But now that I look at that, I feel like there should be a strip that comes down in here. So I'm going to undo, and I am going to maybe create the 6 in here, and I'm going to pocket out the inside, and I got some visitors in here. So what do we need, visitors? A what?
Key set, Ray Allen key set.
Oh, an Allen key set.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
So Tony just borrowed an Allen key set. Thank you, Tony. Hopefully go and get what you need done. You're welcome. So you can do modifications from here, like add geometry, like maybe I'll bring that down. If I wanted to maybe make like an arc. This becomes a little artsy. I'm just gonna make a little arc in there. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. And now I can go in and I can extrude just that and just that. -0.2. There we go. That looks better. And again, this is just for demonstration purposes. You're just making a sign. You're kind of cleaning out some pockets to give it some three-dimensional appearances. And then you're going to click Save. And then, honestly, once you're happy with it, call me over so I can check it. And we can get it ready and set up for manufacture. So that's all for the sign making. All right. Thank you.